Your eyes do not deceive you. We are in Ultimate Conquest Lightblade. We're doing the first part just to showcase you guys how confident I am with this build, okay? This solar build that I just made for Warlocks, okay? So, first things first, I need to get some kills. Cause I need some I need some of these, some ammo, you know what I'm saying? Some ammo. Yep. I'm about to say, where's the boss at? Why the boss playing games with me? Get up out of here, bro. Get up out of here, man. Yep. Easy peasy. Easy peasy, bro. Slam that down. Yep. Yep. Kill you. We don't have special ammo yet? Gotta be some people up here to kill. Of course, Gravity. The main annoying person ever to be created. I don't know why Gravity is so annoying in this game. The Bane. I don't understand. Like, Bungie said, before we leave, we finna just juice that man up. Okay, where my special ammo go? Here you go. To get rid of these champions. I did not mean to shoot too. Man, up out of here. The dude just run over here so they start ganging up on me. I was about to say, gang, don't hold me. I'm doing a little too good for y'all to be trying to do that to me. I'm on y'all heads. Yep, yep. Where's the... Where you at? There you go. Yep. melee snap, and Phoenix dive. Come on now. Ridiculous. Yeah, restoration going. Gotta. He did. I'm about to say, there's one more in it. And that's it, guys. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Okay? And then, you know, as you go along and get more ammo for your heavy and special, it gets easier. So let me show you guys this build. What up, guys? Alchemist here. Something nice for you. So today's build, we are utilizing the exotic Dawn Chorus. Dawn Chorus says your daybreak projectiles ignite targets on impact. We ain't using that, okay? Song Flame is way better of a super. There's no reason to be using Dawn Blade. Dawn Blade, okay? But the second part is important. Your Scorch deals additional damage and builds to more powerful ignitions. This basically doubles the damage of your ignitions. So if your ignition doing 400 damage, this is automatically that your ignition do 800 damage, okay? Just give y'all an example. Dealing damage with Scorch or ignitions grant melee energy. So this is going to allow you to be able to spam your melee non-stop, which is important because Warlock's melee literally immediately does an ignition. Okay, so you automatically get almost like 50%. You get like 33% of your melee energy back from doing any type of ignition damage. Okay, you hit a group of enemies, you got your melee back immediately, and you can do it all over again. Infinite loop. Okay, the armor set we're rocking is Exodus Down because it gives 30% damage reduction in our solar build because solar had no type of damage resistance. So this helps us live efficiently. Okay, the stats you want to go for in this build is 200 grenade. I'm rocking font mods. You want to run 200 grenade, 100 melee, 100 super, and 100 class. That's all you want, okay? I did go over class personally because when I Phoenix dive, I'll get an overshield on me, and that overshield is a 50% damage reduction overshield, so it helps with survivability. The stats you're seeing was not the stats I was using inside that Ultimate Conquest Lightblade -50. Okay, my stats was horrible when I was doing that recording for you guys. This is the optimized stats you want for your build. Okay, now you're probably asking, Alchemist, why 200 grenade stat? Not only are we using it to make it that Hellion do dumb damage, but let me teach y'all some ignition formula in this video. Okay, so ignition used to scale with everything in the game, but Titans ruined it for everybody when they spammy consecration. So Bungie took away melees doing extra damage with any type of buffs like Synthoceps and stuff, but it still do more damage with buffs like grenade buffs or weapon buffs. So if I do my regular melee on this robot, our ignition do 834, but if I tag the robot with a grenade first and then use my melee, we get 1189 instead. Why? Because we used our grenade, which is getting buffed up from the grenade stat, to proc the Scorch as the initiative, and then we use the melee to finish off the stacks. Whatever triggers the Scorch first, whatever scorches the enemy first, the game is going to code to that proccing the ignition. So me throwing the grenade to apply Scorch first and then using my melee or a Hellion to finish off the Scorch stacks to trigger the ignition, the ignition gonna scale based off of the grenade stat, not the melee or the Hellion that triggered it, okay? Sadly, Hellion, even though it's considered grenade damage now, does not go, the ignition does not proc based off the grenade stat. Hellion would still say 800 or something, just to show you guys. Well, y'all probably already seen it, but if you look at Hellion right here, boom, 834 like the melee. Okay, even though it should be considered a grenade, it's not. Okay, so we're going to be abusing that fact. We're going to be throwing our grenade a lot in this build and then using other stuff to finish off the Scorch stacks to trigger the ignition so we do dumb damage. Okay, so that's why grenade stat is at 200, not just because Hellion do more damage at 200. Just to get, that was some little ignition math for you guys. Okay, always remember that ignitions is very techy. It's very techy. It's not just simply blow up things and the damage is all the same. No. There are ways to scale and make freaking ignition do more damage. A good example is like Verity. If you got Verity on and you got max stacks of Verity and then you throw like a fuse grenade to scorch an enemy and then you end up finishing your scorch stacks off with Hellion, something like that, the ignition will go about 100% because of Verity. But like, the Verity is a grenade buffing stat, so it'll buff up the ignition and damage by 100%. We got Dawn Chorus for that, so we don't have to worry about that, but that's just a good example to give you guys, okay? We're using Final Warning in this build to apply Unraveling in our build. We're using Motif because it got auto-loading host and attrition ore, so I can just shoot this in the crowd, put the weapon away, it triggering the Unraveling that Final Warning put out there on people, and make ores for me, and I can always pull it back out whenever I want without having to worry about reloading. And then we have Apex Predator deal with barrier champions, shoot one rocket, knock their shield off, and then they got Reconstruction, so I don't have to ever worry about reloading it, and they got Explosive Light to do more damage. Okay, you can craft this. Artifact. We are using Implement of Curiosity because we will be abusing Colorado Darkness in this artifact. This makes that all solar damage do 75% more damage as long as the target is affected by a darkness debuff, aka in this build, Unraveling. Okay, does not work on bosses, but it do work on champions and everything else. So that's how we're able to kill people very quick with Hellion and stuff. How you know if it's working? If I put Unraveling in this robot and then I do solar damage to it, you should see yellow numbers. Right? And you see the damage went up to 1,460 with the ignition. If you want to see even more damage, right? He's unraveled. If I go over here, right? Get some ores to get that grenade stat up, right? Go over here, put Unraveling back in him. And then if I use my grenade to get him scorched and then use Hellion to finish it off, 2,478 damage. Insane. It's insane. So you got to know how to do scorching in this build because you can do some dumb ignition damage to kill champion stuff very easily. We got Shield Crush on, so when we got Radiant in this build, it will make our grenades do more damage by 25%, I believe it is, and recharge faster. We get Radiant from Fever and Chill in this build, so as long as we get solo weapon kills very quick, so we shoot rockets at like 3 enemies and they die, we'll have Radiant in this build. That's how you're gonna do it. Or if Motif end up killing 3 enemies, you'll get Radiant, and then you keep Radiant uptime up forever from our subclass. Okay, we got Elemental Days on, so we break a barrier shield or we stun an overload with our solo weapons, it'll cause an ignition. So that's why it's here. We got on Elemental Coalescence, just making that we make fire sprites whenever we kill enemies in this build. Fire sprites give grenade energy. Again, like I just told you guys with the ignition math, you want to try to score people with Firebolt first before Hellion them come in to finish off the score stacks to trigger a powerful ignition. We got on Horror Shuttle because we will be unraveling people, so we might as well get Thrillings thrown into the mix, and them Thrillings gonna sever people as well. And then we have on Pack Tactics, along with 2 Thrillings hit an enemy. Pack Tactics at max stacks, which is 30% more damage, and then they can stun Unstoppables for us as well. Subclass. We're rocking Song of Flame, like I said, to give you like 90% damage reduction. And the good thing about Song of Flame is Song of Flame, you can get restoration from just eating your grenade, restoration times 2 for 5 seconds. You can Phoenix Dive to get the restoration times 2 for 5 seconds. So we can really utilize that to get the restoration times 2 stacks really, really racked up and start our heat rising racked up in this build, so we can be invincible. Okay. We got Phoenix Dive on, like I said, because it combos with Heat Rises, which give us restoration times 2 whenever we pop Phoenix Dive while we got Heat Rises proc. And it'll make Phoenix Dive scorch people as well when we use it. We got on Incinerator Snap, as y'all seen. If you do Incinerator Snap on one enemy, it literally trigger ignition immediately, so we can do ignitions immediately, okay? Firebolt Grenade, it had the least grenade cooldown out of all of these grenades, and we just need a grenade to just scorch people immediately and then finish it off with an Incendiary Snap. It can tag 3 people, so that's why we're using it. You could go with Incendiary Grenade as well, but as you can see the difference in cooldowns, Firebolt is the way to go, so you can also eat your grenade for Heat Rising as well, whenever you need it to be procced again. Hellion, obviously, it does heck of ignitions when it shoot people. All it needs is 3 shots to trigger ignition, I believe, just to make sure. Pretty sure it's 3 shots. Yeah, 3 shots to trigger ignition. So that's why we got Hellion on, because while people are hit with Unraveling, Hellion can trigger the damage. Not only is Hellion doing more damage because of Colorado Darkness, it will trigger ignitions in the room to make it do even more dumb damage to the people that are affected by the Unraveling. We have Heat Rises on because Heat Rises is broken on Warlocks. It's basically a free amplified for Warlocks. I don't know if it gives you damage reduction, but it make the enemies miss their shots. It's actually very ridiculous. Y'all seen I was using it in -50, Grandmaster, Lightblade, whatever. If I tell these robots to shoot at me, right, and I just glide in the air slowly to the left, you see majority of missing their shots. Is literally amplified. Okay, literally amplified. So that's why I'm using Heat Rising. It's literally the best survivability aspect of Warlock can use in their build. And like I said, combo that with Phoenix Dive, you get Restoration ×2, you become unkillable. The little freaking goblins that were getting little cheap shots on me, Restoration ×2 would have just out healed that and no worries. Okay, fragments, we're using Ember of Singeing so that we get our class ability back quick for the Phoenix Dives. We got Ember of Char on so that when we do ignition spread Scorch to other people. Combo with Singeing for Phoenix Dive back again, but it also make it easier to trigger more ignitions on the people in the room. We got Ember of Ashes, so if people close enough to each other and these, you know, combo off each other, and we still doing like Hellion and mixing stuff, you can do an ignition loop on people. And then we have Ember of Empyrean on. This making that we get solo weapon kills or ignition kills or Hellion kill people. It'll make Restoration and Radiant stay on forever. Armor mods, we're rocking 2 super fines. Just making that our 60 stat is actually 100, so 100 super stat. We have Strand Siphon on, so Final Warning, make ores for us. We have 2 grenade fonts on, so our grenade is actually 195 in this build. I could make it 200 if I wanted to take off the Strand Siphon, but I prefer the ores from Final Warning being made. But you definitely can go 200, okay? We got Impact Induction on, so whenever I do damage with the melee snap, it gives me some grenade energy, so I can do that combo like I just told you guys with the ignition math. Throw the firebolt and then trigger ignition with your melee to do more damage. We got our resist mods on the chest piece. We got Solar Weapon Surge and Strand Weapon Surge on to make our rocket and Final One do more damage. We got Insulation on, so I pick up ores to get class ability back quicker. You can change this to the one, I think it's Innovation. You pick up ores to get grenade energy. Dealer's Choice. We have on Bombers, so when I use my class ability, I get grenade energy. Special Finishers, so we can proc Exodus down to get that 30% damage reduction whenever we got 3 armor charges on us. And I got Reaper on, so we are going to be spamming Phoenix Dive. We might as well get an orb power while doing so. Okay? That's the full build, guys. And in case you didn't know, if you got Song of Flame on, right? Don't have to be Song of Flame, but if you got Song of Flame on, right? Eat the grenade. Kill multiple people to get Restoration ×2 up, right? We now get Restoration ×2. If you finna run out of Restoration ×2 because you gotta run to the next area filled with enemies and stuff. If you hit Restoration ×2 at 15 seconds and then you Phoenix Dive, it will go back to 15 seconds because you had it at max stacks already. So you can literally extend the Restoration ×2 to 30 seconds, basically, until you can start killing more people with your kills. And if you're scorching people and stuff, you will get your goddamn Phoenix Dive back before that 30 seconds is up to do it again. Well, 15 seconds up again to do it again. To be able to extend that Restoration ×2. Okay? That's the build. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys as always. And until next time, stay up.